Oh, here we go, man. Ladies and gentlemen, man, what's going on, man? All right, this your boy Big Man. You already know what it is, man. I see you folks already piling in here, shouting out your cities. I'm gonna make sure I don't miss none. I watched the show yesterday, and man, I swear I might have missed one or two. But make sure you keep putting them in the chat, and we gonna go get active today, man. It's a lot going on, man. The news is coming out fast today, man. All this morning, all you heard was talk about Drake and Kanye West. And it looks like this epic battle is set for next week, man. We talking about two MCs at the top of hip hop going back to back, or bad pun, or pun intended, man, going back and forth, or at least dissing each other for the public to see. Now we're going to have it right in our face, man. It's looking like this is shaping up to be an epic battle, reminiscent of when Kanye and 50 Cent with the battle, man. This ought to be the thing, man. Now let's get in this chat and get to shouting out these cities. What up, Chicago? I see you in the building. What up, what up, what up? Yep, New York City in the building, as always. Chi-Town always in the building heavy. What's up, what's up? What's up, Michigan up in here? I see you, Michigan. What's good, what's good? Make sure as you come in here, make sure you hit that like button, man, and make sure you hit that subscribe button, man. And keep on putting your cities up in there, man. Denver in the house. What's up, Denver? Just like Compton, you know what I mean? Y'all don't know about that. Y'all don't know about that. But today, man, this is crazy, man. We got the news of all, man. Drake putting out subliminals for the album release. Or is he? Man, Drake letting people know it's coming, man. So it looks like, man, we really here. It looks like Certified Lover Boy is going to be hitting your streaming service near you. The closest streaming service to you, right? STL in the building. What's up? Boston in the building, man. I see you. STL, Connecticut in the building. Denver in the building. Boston in the building. What's up? Inglewood in the building. And the way you spelled it, I know it's Inglewood, California. What's up, Cali? What up, West Coast? New Jersey in the house. We got New Jersey in the house, man. Y'all get up in here. The Bronx, BX. Y'all was a good sport yesterday when we talked about Fat Joe, man. Omaha, Nebraska in the building. What's up? What's up? What's up? Ooh, it's ugly out here, man. It's looking crazy in these streets, man. Y'all hear me? Y'all hear me? We're going to get back to shouting out these cities, but man, let's formally introduce what we doing today and kick it off with the intro. You know what I'm saying? Oh, there we go. Now it's official, man. So we're going to talk about this Kanye West and Drake situation, man. These cats have been going back and forth, and now it seems like they're going to have to put something to, put a lot of that talk to the test, man. Now, a lot of people are counting Kanye West out, but officially the battle has begun. And like I said, this information is coming out quick. What up, Atlanta, man? What up, Georgia? What up, Texas? Puerto Rico in the house. What up, Puerto Rico? Oh. Somebody talking about Fat Joe still telling. Funny, man. Cryptonomicon says Ye gonna destroy Drake. Oh, it's already getting spicy in the chat. I'm feeling that, man. Get spicy in there, man. I want to hear what y'all have to say because I'm going to be interactive. I want to know what y'all think about all this news. This was a lot, man. You woke up and you didn't know that Drake was going to drop the bomb on everybody, but he did, man. He dropped it and he basically let the whole world know that, hey, man, it's coming. Certified Lover Boy. And the way that he did it is so in Drake's fashion, man. When you talk about rollouts and things of that nature, Drake, he has a way of building and doing everything strategically, man. You have to admire that part about Drake and his career, man, because he basically rolled this out almost on the sneak tip using SportsCenter, knowing he's a huge sports fan, knowing everything about him, and let it be known that next week we're going to be getting the album. Now, for those of you who don't know, the album is coming out September 3rd. So we're looking at a September 3rd release. Now, Kanye back on that and said he got his album coming out as well. So now we have an epic battle in hip-hop setting up to take place, man. You know what I mean? Cryptonomicon says it's been quiet out here for Drake. I don't know, man. It seems like, man, things about to heat up quickly, man. PG County, Maryland. What's up, PG County? What up? Bronx in the house. What's up? What's up, man? Let's get to it. We're going to talk about it because we got a couple of different articles we're going to go over about this whole Drake situation. Now, to be honest, I've been one of those people who have been on the forefront of actually talking about this situation in its totality, like the whole beef situation. I did a whole video about that, right? And we talked about the fact that these cats, have been bickering back and forth, sneak dissing. But, the time came when you knew things were going to rear its ugly head when Drake jumped on the trippy red track Betrayal, and it wasn't no going back from there, man. You knew when Betrayal dropped that, okay, now it's on. Now it's on. It's really on. And it looks like Kanye is stepping up to the plate and doing something that most artists in music would never, ever attempt to do. Now, this could have a disastrous effect on his album, or it could be further promotion. But him trying to go out there and compete with Certified Lover Boy, man, that's a tough task on its own, man. To be real with you, that's wild, man. You know what I mean? I don't know how in the world he's going to try to pull this off, or what if it's successful? What if he does the unthinkable? Could Kanye actually outsell Drake in a Drake week? I don't know, man. That seems impossible, but dealing with Drake and knowing everything that Drake's about. But is it? Fifth Ward, Houston, what's up? What's up, Fifth Ward? You know what I mean? The Bronx still up in here. What up? What up, the Bronx? Chicago in the building. Yes, everybody, as you come in here, make sure you hit that like button, man. We're going to be here for a while. I got a couple of different articles I want to talk about. Make sure everybody in here, if you're in here in the place to be, make sure you hit the like button, man, so that way we can send this thing up. Hopefully everybody hear me loud and clear, man. Everybody hear me loud and clear? Okay, we gonna keep on going, man. So let's see, man. Who else we got in here in the house today? Fifth Ward, Houston in the house. SES Bezel says Drake need to sign Chef G. Put him on some work. Yo, Chef G with OVO, that would be dope. I can see that working. You know what I'm saying? Chef G and his homeboy, man. What's his homeboy? Dang, you got me slipping now. Cryptonomicon dissing Drake, man. Nah, man. You know Drake is that dude. Richmond, Virginia in the house. What's up? What's up, Richmond? What up? What up? Yay, undefeated. Cryptonomicon. Obviously, Cryptonomicon is a huge a huge Kanye fan. And I hear you, dog. I hear you. All right, as y'all come in here, make sure y'all shout out y'all cities or even your countries. Jamaica in the house. What's up, Jamaica? What up? Jamaica in the house. Book. I done been to a party or two, man, with Jamaicans. I know what's up. Germany in the house. What's up? Sleepy Hollow. That's what I'm talking about, man. Sleepy Hollow. Both of them cats need to sign with Drake, man. Sleepy Hollow, man. Sleepy Hollow and Chef G, man. They some slept on dudes, man. I think Sleepy Hollow actually just had a album go gold recently. You know what I mean? Boston in the house. What's up, Boston? Louisiana in the house. Okay, we got Louisiana. We got Boston in the house. I seen Germany. What's up, Germany, man? All the way from overseas. Yep, the 617 is in the house. Make sure as you come in here, I'm going to shout your city. Make sure you hit that like button. Michigan in the house. Midwest up in here. Racine, Wisconsin in the house. 734 in the house. What's up? Cryptonomicon is Kanye's burner account. That's funny, man. Cryptonomicon, man. Don't let them run you up out the chat, man. You holding it down for Yeezy, man. Hold it down for Ye, man. All right, man. Now that we got a lot of the shout outs out the way, don't keep them coming because I'm going to keep shouting out your cities regardless. Do me a favor, but we going to hit that like button. Do me a favor and hit that like button. But we're going to get to the stories now, man. Let's get to it, man. Let's get to it. Now, the first story I want to talk about is this article right here. Now, for those of you who don't know or been living under a rock lately, Drake has let everybody know that Certified Lover Boy is coming, allegedly, right? So in this article from Billboard, it says a few things. It says Drake they said seems. Drake seems to have announced the Certified Lover Boy release date on SportsCenter. Now, during the transition on SportsCenter, where they show different clips, sports clips, as the anchors are preparing their script or whatever they're going to say to the audience for the day, there was an image that showed up. And basically that image looked a little something like, let's see if I got it, man. It looked a little something like this right here. This image on the top. Now that's CLB, Certified Lover Boy, September 3rd. So that's where everybody is basing these assumptions off of. You know what I mean? Now the story continues by saying this. It says, after fans received a new Kendrick Lamar verse and a third Donda listening event from Kanye West within the last few hours, it was only a matter of time before Drake barreled his way through the news cycle with some potentially breaking information. On Friday, August 27th, Dreezy seemingly announced the release for his long-awaited album, Certified Lover Boy, on ESPN's flagship program, SportsCenter. Now, SportsCenter is one of the most watched shows in the morning time for anybody throughout the country and the world, because they give you updates about sports and like that, and nothing unites people more than music and sports. And Drake, they're saying that he announced the release of the album with that clip or that piece that I showed you earlier, and using SportsCenter as a platform, which is smart. I'm telling you, this dude is super strategic, man. This is the most strategic rapper I could ever think of, man. Like, this dude really be planning things out. And I am not riding Drake's jock. We ain't doing all that. You know what I mean? But man, dude really be thinking about how he's going to roll things out. Now, let's jump back to the start of the paragraph where it talked about Kendrick Lamar's verse. They're talking about Kendrick Lamar's new verse on the Baby Keem song. I think it's already trending on YouTube at like number 3 or 4. At last, when it first kicked off, I think it was like number 11, like within seconds. But you finally got a new verse from Kendrick Lamar. Say what you want about it. And then you had a new joint that dropped with, I think, Lil Baby. It was Lil Baby, Meek Mill, and Lil Durk. And then you also had Kanye West yesterday having his listening event. And we're going to talk about that later, his listening event. And, it's the third one. And these things, I'm going to keep it funky, man. These things keep getting weirder and weirder. I'm honest. I like Kanye. Don't get me wrong. But the presentation and everything, I mean, if he's selling tickets and stuff, I feel it, man. I think he's killing it, man, as far as being, an artist and being, thinking outside of the box, I should say. You know what I mean? Now, the story continues by saying the reveal was a slick one as he snuck in an image of a fan holding up a sign reading CLB September 3rd. In between baseball highlights, Drake's affinity for sports runs deep as he once hosted the 2014 ESPYs, signifying his ties to ESPN, the self-proclaimed worldwide leader in sports. In July, Drake announced during his appearance on Friday, I don't know what that is, Friday, a Sirius XM radio show spearheaded by his OVO team, that he finished Certified Lover Boy during his appearance. Album's ready, album's cooked, looking forward to delivering it to you. Certified Lover Boy on the way, and that's for anyone in the way. So basically letting it be known, Certified Lover Boy is coming, and that's for anybody in the way. Now, I don't think at the time he knew that Kanye West was going to be in the way, or be at opposition, or be his competition, or maybe he didn't, or maybe he did, I should say. I don't know. Let's continue reading. Now, with Kanye West once not dropping his album after the latest Donda event, could he finally strike next week with Drake's release date seemingly in the books? Last week, the two rap stars traded shots, with Drake firing first on Trippie Redd's new song, Betrayal. All these fools I'm beefing with that I barely know. 45, 44, the ad-lib says burnt out, let it go. Ye ain't changing for me is set in stone, he rap. So basically saying that Ye ain't changing nothing from him. His release date is set in stone. Ye followed up by posting Drake's home address on Instagram before quickly deleting it. Check out the clip highlighting Drake's apparent release date there. Now, we can't play that because it's owned by SportsCenter, and that's the end of this article from Billboard, but we actually have the image, so let's actually look at the image. So this is the image that played within the stream, or excuse me, within the round of clips that they had. You know what I mean? And this is it. It's CLB September 3rd. Now, Drake basically, implanted himself in SportsCenter. Like I said, this is all marketing, man. Drake's a smart dude, man. He's very smart. And let's bring it back so everybody, hopefully you guys can see that clear. And that's all it took for a whole bunch of stuff to go down on social media. So now you got fans going hard about who in the world is, who in the world is actually going to win this battle between Drake and none other than Kanye West. But in that Billboard article, they didn't talk about it as a battle because at the time that they wrote that, they didn't know about the next move that Kanye was about to pull. Now, let's actually look at that real quick. Now, let's bring back up this image. I want you guys to look at this. And you see that Kanye, the release date for his album, or the pre-release, September 3rd. That's pretty much all I need to say, but let's actually go to this hot new hip-hop article and talk about what Kanye's release date is, or the fact that these guys are gearing up to battle each other. Now, actually, man, let's look in the chat. I want to know you guys' opinion on this and get everybody's opinion. Make sure you guys hit that like button, run those likes up. Okay, I see a lot of people shouting out Ruger. I guess they in the door, right? If they on Kanye's album, they definitely in the door. SES Bezel. Yo, Jay Black, what's up? What's up, man? You know what I mean? SES Bezel, Kanye on his grind. Yeah, I think so, man. This is shaping up to be a great battle, man. So let me continue with this hot new hip-hop report. And they talk about Kanye basically moving his release date just to the image that I showed you. Now, that was an image that somebody screenshotted from Apple Music and just shows, when the albums are coming out or when that album is coming out for pre-release, right? Now, let's check that out. Now, in this right here, in this article, I should say, it starts off by saying this. The headline says, Kanye West Donda release date revealed. Same day as Drake, Certified Lover Boy. So that lets you know that this is gearing up to be a battle. Like we said, man, the battle is already here. It's all about who's going to win. And I'll say this point, man. I didn't realize how many fans that Kanye West would have on social media, specifically Twitter, going off talking about that Kanye is going to wash Drake. Now, this is wild to say the least, because you know how strategic Drake is. You know how far Drake's reach is. So to be picking sides too early, it would be crazy, man. I'm going to have to see it. And the fact that Kanye West, man, to be honest, his last two albums weren't really hip-hop focused. It seems like he's going back in that direction. So we're going to see where this battle takes it. Now, in the article, it says this. It says Kanye West will reportedly release Donda on September 3rd, which is also the date that Drake just announced for Certified Lover Boy. It looks like we've been leading up to this moment for months, and finally Kanye West seems set to face off against Drake in a battle of the first sales week, releasing Donda on the very same day as Certified Lover Boy. Stop right there. So basically, we talking about Kanye West really putting all the chips on the table with this one, man. Because if he doesn't beat Drake, I don't know. I don't even know if that's an L, because beating Drake is almost impossible, man. It's tough. You know what I mean? But to actually run with him or to beat Drake, now that would be epic, man. And I don't know if Kanye is gonna get that much. I don't know. This is wild, man. Let's get in the chat. What do y'all think? Tell me what you think about this. Do you think that Kanye West has even the slightest bit of chance of going head to head with Drake and coming out on top of the situation? I don't know, man. That's a tough one, man. Because when you think about Drake's reach, you think about his international reach. You think about, the fact that he's easily crossed over. His crossover ability is bigger than anybody in music right now. He's pretty much got one of the strongest teams. It's tough, man. It's tough. Yeah, man. Now in the chat, okay, go blue. You guys are real Michigan. Y'all talking sports too, man. That's funny. Ye made $12 million on Donda. How did Ye make $12 million on Donda? Friend of the show, go ahead and drop an article or whatever. I want to see that, man. You said that already Kanye has made $12 million off the Donda album. That would be epic. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. That's epic if he did that. It's just I want to see how he did it, so that way we could debate if it's facts or not, man. Now, the story continues by saying this. It says, fans have been wondering what would happen if Drake and Kanye West released their highly anticipated respective albums on the very same day. It looks like that scenario will actually play out. This morning, Drake hacked into SportsCenter's broadcast and cryptically announced his release date for Certified Lover Boy. I like how they did that, which is coming out on September 3rd. On Apple Music, Kanye's proper album release has effectively been shifted back to that same date now, as many fans have realized, meaning that Kanye is willing to fight against Drake on the same day, much like he did over a decade ago with 50 Cent. And we've talked about the 50 Cent and Kanye battle, man, when they went head up as far as record sales. Now, when Kanye and 50 Cent went head up with record sales, that's a funny picture of Kanye. It was something different, man. It was the end of one era and the beginning of a new era. It was a changing of the guard. These are two established artists, two artists who already have years in the game, millions of albums sold, legacies already built, already on people's top list. It's already there for them. So what is there really to lose? Not much, but there's a lot of pride to gain in winning. So for Kanye to put all the chips on the table in this scenario, you got to tip your hat to him. You know what I mean? Sorry about that. I had to drink my water. You got to tip your hat to him in this situation. You know what I mean? Because Kanye is really trying to go against a behemoth when you talk about Drake in this music game. Now, the story finishes by saying this. It says, following the third Donda listening event and the first at Chicago's Soldier Field, Kanye quietly pushed back his album to September 3rd, seemingly confirming he's going to go head-to-head with Drake. This comes following rumblings from Kanye's team that he was going to release the album today, but clearly that no longer looks like the plan. What do you think about this? And what do you think about the move to have, or do you think this will have more first week sales? And that's a valid question, man. Does this actually lead to more first week sales? Do you think this will drive up attention? Now, I will say this. This is facts. The attention level on this battle has already raised up. There's numerous articles going on right now. There's numerous people on social media talking about it right now. It's just the interest level is there. That's not going to be a problem. The thing is, do you think it's going to equate to album sales for Kanye? Drake's album sales, I think, were going to be what they're going to be. I think they're going to be through the roof as normal. But for Kanye, man, do you think this is going to mean that he's going to have bigger album sales? Like, are his album sales going to go through the roof as well? Because he's fighting, like I said, against a monster, man. Now, I'm going to turn to the chat for a second. SES Bezel says, Kanye getting that money. SES Bezel said, Drake, funny, man. Drake try hard. Kanye been focusing on other things, not music. Mr. Competent said, as y'all come in here, make sure y'all hit that like button, please. Let's run it up, man. Let's at least try to get up to 100 likes if we can. You know what I mean? J.H.E. Ruger, what up? Fire. Yeah. J.H.E. Ruger is actually supposed to be on the album. There's allegedly J.H.E. Ruger and Lil Durk on the album. So, man, hopefully bridging a gap there somewhere so we can, stop a lot of the nonsense that we got going on out there, right? Mr. Competent said, Quentin Miller greater than Drake. You wildin', man. You wildin'. Now y'all just trolling, bro. Now, since we got that out of the way, and you guys have your opinions that I can see in the chat as far as, this battle is concerned, what do you guys think about the fact that, Kanye West just had his third listening party in a row? Like, isn't that... I'm trying to say this without coming off like I'm dissing, because I'm not. It just seems like, man, do you think these listening parties are just a money grab? Or do you think these listening parties are something where Kanye is strategically raising interest in different areas? Like, and really it's only been two areas, because he had the first two in Atlanta and the third one was in Chicago in Soldiers Field, which is epic. Don't get me wrong. That's huge. And they say the thing was packed. You know what I mean? Now, there's a whole article that talks about that, and I'm going to get to that in a second as well. But I really, really want everybody's opinion on this situation, man. You know what I mean? I wonder if everybody is really thinking that these listening parties are going to help Kanye in the long run, or do you think this is just another way for him to kind of try to, drum up interest that's already not there? If that makes any sense. Hopefully that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Nashville, what's up? Edge Hill in the building, what's up? What's up? What's up? I see you guys shouting out your cities still. Keep shouting out your cities in the chat. And at the end, if I miss any, I'll always go back and shout them out. But y'all do, and make sure y'all hit that like button for me. You know what I mean? Now let's get to this next article, man. So the next article I want to talk about is about Kanye's listening party for last night, man. Now Kanye's listening party for last night is being covered by some major news outlets. And the one I'm going to be pulling a report from is Variety. And they talked about it in length. You know what I mean? They talked about each and every step throughout it. I guess they were on guard and they knew, like everybody else, that, this was going to be an epic event, and they wanted to chart down every moment by moment. Now, there were some things that went on that are going to rub some people the wrong way. There were some controversial appearances, and, there was some changes on some songs that might change people's opinion about the overall listen of the album. So let's actually look at that article from Variety. Yep, that right there, man. And I know this thing is coming in super red like a demon, but man, let's focus in on just the article, man. Let me go ahead and bring it in just a little bit. It's all right. We'll keep it like that. So that way you guys can see the whole article, the whole thing. Now, the article starts off by saying this. The headline says, Kanye West trolls, testifies, and sets himself ablaze at third Donda event concert review. Now, I said ablaze for a reason. You know what I mean? Now, it starts off by saying it's been a full month, and the tale of Kanye West's ongoing Donda listening events continues. On Thursday night, West, or Ye, as he legally positioned to change his name earlier this week. Stop right there. That Kanye West changing his name to Ye says a lot, man. It says a lot. I mean, if whatever you change your name to or whatever you call yourself or you want me to call you, I'm going to call you. You know what I'm saying? I keep it funky like that. Just like, when Muhammad Ali changed his name, I agree. Like, whatever man calls himself, you call it to him. But it's just interesting, man. I wonder if he's doing that for the publicity, akin to kind of Ocho Cinco, like when Chad Ocho Cinco did it. Or it's just something that hit his mind. He was like, everybody calls me Ye or Ye anyway. Let me go ahead and change my name to Ye. You know what I mean? But I'll continue. Now, it says that Kanye rented out another gigantic venue to play that many hope, but few expect to be the final version of his 10th studio album, Donda. However, instead of continuing his residency in Atlanta's Mercedes-Benz Arena, West went home both literally and figuratively by recreating his childhood house in the center of Chicago's Soldier Field. So I'm assuming that in the middle of Chicago's Soldier Field, he made a replica of his childhood home, before he performed. Now it continues to say, in many ways, the event brought back the brash, trolling Kanye of recent years. The show opened with a song apparently titled Jail, that at previous events featured a fiery verse from Jay-Z. But on this Thursday, Jay's verse was replaced with an entirely new one by DaBaby, who's addressed the firestorm of criticism for all the stuff that he's been into. And then it goes on to talk about the fact that Marilyn Manson also appeared at the event, and he has a whole bunch of stuff that's lodged against him and multiple complaints as well. You know what I mean? To top that off, West staged a mock marriage to a woman who was apparently his soon-to-be ex-wife, Kim Kardashian West. Oh, and he also set himself ablaze, yet the show also featured heavy themes of religion and impassioned calls for prison reform, such as the dichotomy of Kanye West. So, interesting show to say the least. I mean, how much has anybody went to one of these events? Like, how much are the tickets for this? Like, I don't know, man. I don't know if this is, do you think that these events are going to be enough to bring the fans back to the fold? What up, Milwaukee? What up, South Carolina? Do you guys think this will be enough to bring the fans back to the fold as far as Kanye is concerned? Do you think that having these events is it getting what he wants out of it? And now, I'm no genius, and I'm no billionaire, so I don't know exactly what Kanye's aim is. I can only sit here and try to predict or think of what Kanye is trying to do. But to be honest, man, I don't know, man. It seems like with each event, there seems to be more and more controversy or something else going on that has absolutely nothing to do with the fact that Donda is an album that we want to listen to. You know what I mean? That's for real. He wants the album to be perfect. The album is named after his mama. Great Scott said. What up, Great Scott? You know what I mean? Ken Lee says $1,200, not bad. $1,200. The tickets were $280 a seat. Okay, so Cordy Mack says the tickets to this event were $280 a pop. That's a lot of money, man. $280, that's some cash. I'm gonna keep it funky, man. That's some money, man. And I guess if you paid to go to that event, you got a show, because as soon as you show up, you get all these different spectacles. You get guest appearances. Even though, the baby's got his thing going on right now, you hear him and you're like, whoa, you're shocked by that. You see Kim Kardashian out there. So maybe it is getting the desired effect that he wants it to. You know what I mean? They cost $20 in Atlanta. Wow. So he raised the price he was raising the price for Chicago. So in Atlanta, the tickets were $20 or $25. Yo, Zorak says he didn't realize it was a live event. Yeah. Or you mean you ain't realize this is live. This is 100% live. You know what I mean? And speaking of that, yo, make sure, since we got over 100 people in here, make sure you get at least to 100 likes, man. Get them likes up, run them likes up. Let's get it, man. Let's do it. Genius marketing. D Phenomenal says this is genius marketing. I think, man, it could be. Do you think events like this are enough for him to gain enough interest in his music again, for him to actually compete with Drake when they go head to head next week? Or do you think this is just an icing on the cake? Because he was so into, religious music for a while there, it seems like he's bringing everybody back to the fold as far as hip hop music is concerned with Kanye. You know what I mean? Because to be real, a lot of people had kind of pushed him to the side as far as hip hop, because especially if they're just strictly hip hop music fans, because, once you go another direction, if somebody's a strictly hip hop fan, they're going to stick with what they know. You know what I mean? What up, Fort Myers? What up? 25. Okay. Appreciate it, Zorak. Appreciate you dropping the likes, man. Make sure y'all drop the likes as well. So, man, it seems like, man, everybody has the same consensus in the chat. So let's continue with this story, because it gets even more interesting. Now, it continues by saying, with a capacity of 61,500, the stadium appeared full, even over a digitized Apple Music live stream, which is how Variety viewed the event. Like many things, Kanye, the road back to Chicago for this third Donda listening event has been as confusing and complex as the album's development. Donda has gone from an unfinished collection of rough raps played for a small audience in Las Vegas to 3 different, ever-evolving, seemingly completed albums in just over a month. Stop right there. So basically, he's had 3 major changes of his album, Donda, in the past month. Now, we know Kanye West is a perfectionist. We know he loves to get the album right, and he's even gone and changed albums after they've been released to streaming platforms, which is wild, man. Think about that. An album is released to a streaming platform, people listen to the album the first 2 weeks, go back, and that song is completely different. You know what I'm saying? That is wild, bro. That is wild to think about, man. All right, so let's continue. It says, from the storylines of co-producer Mike Dean getting harassed on social media to the reignition of a public animosity between Drake and West, the rollout for Donda has nearly diluted the content that was meant to come out of it. Yet there we were, and here we are, still listening and watching. And that's the point I wanted to jump on, man. They're saying that even though, he's had his beef, and it's not a little beef, or his animosity between him and Drake, they're a little back and forth, right? And, he's had these different parties. Has this diluted the content, or has this made us not as interested? And obviously, that's not the case, because we're all reading these articles. A lot of people are on social media going back and forth right now about who's going to win the battle. So it's drumming up attention, obviously. You know what I'm saying? It's just adding to it. It's adding fuel to the fire, I should say. Now, it continues by saying, regardless of the circus around it, a side narrative is how lucrative the events themselves have been. According to estimates by Vice, Billboard, and others, West is grossing millions in merch and ticket sales and streaming revenue from each event. Although increasingly elaborate staging, Thursday's event also featured hundreds of dancers and 36-ish cars and trucks, is likely to make a significant dent in those earnings. Not that it matters to West, who was recently declared a billionaire and has never spared expense for his art. All for an art that, at the time of this article publication, has not officially been released. Stop right there. So basically, he's got an album that's still in the making. But in that point, he's still made money, man. Kanye West is really winning in this situation. So based off what they're saying right here is, between merch, and that's one-time merch. So those shirts, man, for resale might do something, you know what I mean? And I am not trying to give anybody ideas, and I'm definitely not giving financial advice. But for those one-time merch purchases at these events, especially if it's a Chicago event or an Atlanta event, that drums up revenue. And so do the ticket sales at the event. No matter if you paid $280 or $25, Kanye's actually eating off these things, man. Hold up. And according to this article, and as we all know, Kanye's allegedly a billionaire. So, this is just money for him to, to invest in his art some more. Now, what's interesting is it still gains our interest. Like, we're still stuck to the screen watching all this. And it continues by saying this in the story. Not surprisingly, considering the increasingly religious nature of West music, the 3 Donda events have felt evangelical in nature. Although less so than his most recent album, Jesus is King, and his church-like Sunday service events, the first one in Atlanta found West walking and stomping aimlessly, walking across a white floor as the music played, occasionally running, sometimes pausing, but never really going anywhere. That was him in limbo, trying to figure out where he and presumably the album would go next. Okay, so they meant where he and the album will presumably go next. So they're saying that he was basically given a visual representation of not knowing where he's going to proceed. You know what I mean? That was the first event. The second event was a spectacle starkly different from the first, with the flash mob circling him like a living black hole, and the roof of the Mercedes-Benz arena filled with halo lights before Kanye arose into the sky. The show ended and climaxed with his ascent into heaven, rejoining his mother while the rapper Vori's vocals boomed on the song No Child Left Behind. Now that's the event where we all seen the visuals of Kanye West floating into the sky. And they're trying to say that was a visual representation of him going into heaven to see his deceased mother. You know what I mean? Now, for those of you who don't know, Kanye's West's mother, passing away was a serious situation, in his life and his career. It seems like there was a certain, once that event took place or that happened to him, or that tragedy, I should say, man, his career took a totally different turn, man. And, some might say I don't know, man. I hate to even draw that conclusion. We'll leave that at that. Now, the story continues here. It says, this event found him crash landed back on Earth as shown in a video that was played during the event. Returning to the place, his journey began, Donda's house in Chicago, with a glowing cross above it and shrouded by a fog. You know what I mean? Now, to anybody who's, kind of weird about religion and stuff like that, I'm just reading the article. I am not trying to push any type of religious views or anything like that, and there's a reason you got to say these things. You know what I mean? Now, it also says that there was no shortage of questions looming over the event. Would the third time be the charm and Donda would actually be released? Would he overhaul the album completely again? Would he finally take off his mask, symbolizing the project's completion? And although the answers to those questions were no, yes, and yes, it has also raised several others. The show started over 2 hours after 10 p.m. Eastern Time, call time with fans getting so restless that there were even videos of them bombarding the vending tents to snag some coveted Donda merchandise being sold. And you already know, people were running to grab that merch, buy them $25, $50 t-shirts just so they could either resell them now or resell them later, or just so they could shine with them and they could be the only one that has them. You know what I mean? Like I said, I think the merch at these events are probably one of the biggest money makers he's got. Now, it continues by saying for a long time, the only image we live stream viewers had was that Donda's house with an illuminated cross above it, "Wake up, Mr. West," could be heard being yelled by one attendee, and eventually chants of Yeezy erupted. Then at 11:50 p.m., the spectacle began, with West emerging from the home with two of his children as the Donda interlude bellowed through the stadium. Now, that's a lot going on. And there's a whole bunch going on for a show. And obviously the fans who showed up there, and I'm not sure if anybody in the chat was there, I'm sure that was a lot for you to see. And I don't know, did you enjoy that? Because for me, I would be kind of confused, man. I'd be like, man, what did I come to see? But I'm a different type of fan. Like, the music I listen to is more of the street guys. You know, the stuff that I stick to is more of the street guys. So for Kanye floating around and all that, I would probably be there just to buy the t-shirts and hear the latest cuts. I'd be waiting for the little Durk verse and the J.H.E. Ruger verse, because that's where I'd be at with it on the music, you know, on the music side of things. All right, man. Now, before I continue, let me look at the chat. Okay, y'all doing y'all thing. Make sure y'all keep shouting out your cities. Like I said, I'm gonna go back, circle back, and make sure that I say any cities that I missed. But let's continue, man. So it says the outrage that West deliberately set off by opening the show with appearances from an apparent, you know, I ain't gonna say that word, and they're talking about the baby and Marilyn Manson. They're saying that with him having those cats at the show, you know, it basically set a lot of people off, and it said it tainted the experience for many and makes an objective assessment challenging, although the intensity did level off. Well, until he set himself on fire towards the end of the show, emerging from the house and walking around in a fire-resistant suit until a stagehand doused him with a red extinguisher that had been sitting next to the house for the entire evening. Okay, so this dude set himself ablaze during the performance. I don't know, man. Was that Kanye that set himself ablaze, or was it a stuntman? Because he be performing with a mask on anyway, so how do they know that was him? But let me stop, man, before I ruin the illusion for everybody. You know what I mean? I got a tendency to do that, man. You know, believe it was him. It was Kanye, right? Now, it continues by saying, throughout the show, as an army of people clad in Donda vests circled the replica home with black SUVs and cruisers at their side, West was joined on the porch of the house by several artists featured on the album, from Don Toliver to West Side Gun, Shinsei, Ruga, and even Larry Hoover Jr., who's gave an impression spoken word passage on the album to free his father after decades in prison. So basically, he went out there on a limb to say free Larry Hoover, or his son did, and he brought him on stage just to say that. And that's actually part of the album. And he had West Side Gun, who's, you know, from Griselda, and Ruger, J.H.E. Ruger, and Don Toliver. You know, these are all hot cats in the game, you know what I mean? Dudes who are killing it. Now, it continues by saying West made some solid additions to the version of Donda, and they're pretty much repeating themselves on all that. Now, the best part is here at the end. It says, the music and the gimmicks might have changed, but the man behind the mask remains the same. And even though he finally removed the mask during the wedding scene at the end of the show, it felt like the ending of to a different movie. What it does all mean, who knows? And what comes next is anyone's guess. But if Thursday into Friday's Donda event is an indication, millions will be waiting to watch. Now that's a well done report, man. I ain't even gonna lie. A couple of grammatical errors that I had to jump over, but man, basically what they're saying here is millions of people are still gonna be standing by watching, man. We love this Kanye drama, man. We're stuck on the Kanye drama, and he has a way of using people who are not. I hate to say using, and this is just my opinion. Even though some of the people who graced the stage with him, they're being accused of some things or whatever, and they're getting negative attention. They're getting attention. And I think Kanye knows that. And I think that's why he would stand on the stage with these people. It might not be that he believes what they believe or he supports fully what they're being, accused of and all that, because I don't want to say anything in regards to any of that. I don't know what people are being accused of, and I don't know what's going on. I'm going to turn a blind eye to that because we going to keep it what it is over here. But I think that he does use like those people who are out there and getting attention in any way as more attention for itself. And that pretty much is the makeup of that entire event. You know what I mean? It just drew more attention, more eyes, more write-ups, more people opinionated opinions and stuff of that nature. You know what I mean? Because, I had to skip literally over everything that they were saying about the two people in question. And it made me wonder, man, is this going to help Kanye at the end? When it comes time to battle, is this going to make a difference? You know what I'm saying? Is this going to really lead to Kanye beating Drake in a battle, man? I don't know. And I don't think so either. You know what I mean? Y'all run them likes up, and man, let's run into the chat real quick. And if you're new here, don't be afraid to jump in the chat. It's all welcome, man. And I want to hear opinions. And okay, no, I'm not Dom, man. Yo, y'all be killing me with that, man. Nah, man, Dom's a whole different dude. I don't know dude, never met dude. So when friend of a show, you said that Kanye made $12 million off of these listening parties. After reading that article, and since I went back and looked at your comment, I almost have to say you might be right. You might even be a little off. You know what I'm saying? There might actually be more money that he made. Based on that article we just read from Variety, the merch and the ticket sales at the gate alone are doing big numbers. You know what I'm saying? And they said he packed out Soldier Field. So that's 61,500 people. Yeah, that's killing it, man. Now, does that relate to album sales? Does that relate to people wanting to listen to the album? Those are two different things, man. Those are two different games. And Drake plays that game well. So that's why I'm thinking, man, this is going to be a nail biter, man. Even though people are already counting Kanye out and saying, yo, man, ain't no way Kanye competing with Drake. It's just, I think just off the interest level, just off of people saying, you know what? Let me actually check this Kanye out too. Just off of that, he's probably going to do numbers that he definitely wouldn't have did prior. Watch. Southside, Jamaica, Queens, what's up? What's up? What's up? Jacob, somebody said, called himself Damas Live. What? Called Damas Live. Bum is like, yo, that's cold, man. That's cold. I like both of those cats. I like DJ Academics and I like Damas Live, yo. The originators, man. Shout outs to them cats. They dope. Friend of the show said 12 million off the listening party. So yeah, man, based on that variety article, I can see where people are saying that he made $12 million just off the listening parties already alone, man. That looks like he did that, he attained that. That wasn't no thing. You know what I mean? Now it said 100, friend of the show, 100 on God. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Yeah, Noel Pena brings up a point. Is Kanye West a marketing genius for this or a promotional genius? Now we already know that Drake is smart, man. He's a smart marketer. He's a genius himself when it comes to marketing and promotions, man. The rollout with SportsCenter, that was a genius move, man. Because that alone gets you into another demographic. Everybody watches sports. Everybody pays attention to SportsCenter in the morning when they're at work. They're getting their morning coffee, especially if you work a regular 9 to 5. You got SportsCenter on in the break room. People pay attention to those things. They're like, oh, man, it gets a conversation started in those environments where, people are more akin to talk about things like that. You know what I'm saying? It brings the conversation up in places where people from hip hop normally can't get into. And that's why Drake is a smart marketer as well, or maybe even the best. You know what I mean? It's between him and Kanye. This is a battle of the two biggest marketing machines in hip hop right now. One's already a billionaire, and I'm pretty sure Drake is on his way someday or something like that. You know what I mean? Oh, man, y'all doing your boy dirty, man. Run up them likes, man. Run them likes up. A. Smitty said Drake is a genius. G Lover, yeah. Certified Lover Boy is allegedly, and this is according to a lot of sources online, articles. I read a couple articles earlier today, and I read one earlier that talked about this before I read the Variety article, and it said that Certified Lover Boy is dropping on the 3rd. And it's basically saying, and this is the image that was shown on SportsCenter for those of you who don't know. Because SportsCenter, when it comes on, there's a highlight reel of different highlights where they have like sports highlights for what's been taking place, different signs they show. It's like normal to see a sign. But this time, one of the signs that was up there was the Certified Lover Boy September 3rd. And everybody believes, since Drake's relationship with sports and ESPN has always been top tier. Remember, he hosted the ESPYs back in 2014. That, this was his way of letting everybody know that Certified Lover Boy is coming on September 3rd. Genius. Drop the mic type of genius stuff. You know what I mean? Because like I said, this gets the conversation about Drake's album started in different circles that hip-hop normally doesn't get into. Because there's a whole mainstream audience that watches sports that don't know nothing about any other rapper in the rap game. But now they understand that Drake is dropping, it starts a conversation. Genius marketing, you know what I mean? Friend of the show, yep. Tell him, hit that like button. Everybody hit that like button, man. And make sure you hit that subscribe button as well, man. A lot of this news is coming out quick. I just wanted to jump on it quick too, man. So that's why we went down with all those articles. And what's the image below it? You see right there. This is a screenshot that somebody took from Apple Music, and basically it shows that Kanye West moved his album release date to the 3rd of September. So you got 3rd of September, epic rap battle about to happen. You know what I mean? Everybody makes comparisons to when he went back and forth with 50 Cent, but it just ain't the same cup of tea, because now you got two huge established artists going back and forth, and it's really about who could drum up the most interest. And at the end of the day, it's going to be about who drops the hottest album. And to be honest, I don't know what in the world is going to be on Certified Lover Boy. I don't have a clue. I can anticipate it being hot, but I don't know what's going to be on there. You know what I'm saying? Drake has a good track record, a really good track record. And with Kanye, we got an idea of what's going to be on Donda, but the dude switches up the album every album listening party, or every album listening show or concert. What does he call them? Album listening events. Traditionally, most people just have an album listening party at the middle of the week. They have their album release, then they have their album release party. But Kanye, man, he found a way to make money and market off an album listening party, and it looks like all this is going to come to a head next week, man. And I'm here for it. I'm all here for it. And I'm hoping there's some diss tracks on there. I know that's petty. I know I should be more mature than that. But forget all that, man. When Drake dropped Betrayal, I was like, okay, let's get it. I was here for that, man. Because it's not going any further than on wax. Because that's where all rap battles should end. On the records, and that's it, man. You know what I mean? And we've got too accustomed to rap battles going into other areas and doing other things, Ooh, hit that like button, run them likes up. Greater Later LLC says 50 was big at the time though. Yo, 50 at the time that 50 Cent and Kanye went at each other and battled in the same type of way, I should say. God dang, man. I just drank that water. Sorry about that, y'all. But when him and 50 Cent went at it, they were both huge. Like Kanye was still, it was huge in a different way. He was building to the Kanye that he is today. But 50 Cent, on the other hand, he had already taken over the world at that point. It was like he had already done world tours. he was already a face everywhere across the country. Like, he was a household name. You know what I mean? And this time, both of these cats are household names. Drake and Kanye are probably the most easily recognizable artists in hip-hop to date. Outside of your Tupacs, your Lil Waynes, your 50 Cent, and your Snoop Dogs. You know what I mean? I'm talking about recognizable. You know, through all sorts of walks of life. Like if Snoop Dogg showed up in Ireland, they know that's Snoop Dogg. You know, it's gonna cause fans to pile up outside the store and want an autograph. You know, the same with Drake, the same with Kanye West, same with Lil Wayne, same with 50 Cent. So that's what makes this an epic battle. You know what I mean? It's the participants and how many fans, how recognizable they are. And to be honest, with Drake pulling this move, that one on the top right there with SportsCenter, genius, man. He's already, man, you got to see the play. You got to see the play. Now, let me look in the chat. I got money on Drake. King Euro says, I got money on Drake. I really don't know about Kanye West. Yeah, man. Kanye West has been away from the mainstream hip-hop scene for a long time, right? Because he went to dropping more religious music. And that's going to narrow your fan base. Because not everybody believes in that religion. You know, no diss to any religious people. Not everybody believes in that religion. And not everybody, you know, wants to listen to religious music as much as they want to listen to upbeat hip-hop music. Or something, you know, something more, you know, regular. You know, something that people listen to day-to-day top 40 type of hip-hop music. You see what I'm saying? So that's where, you know, he loses a little bit of ground in the last couple of years. And I think these events help him to make up a little bit of that ground and get people talking about him again and more mentioned. You know what I'm saying? If all that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense to you. If it doesn't, I can break it down even further. You know what I mean? Yeezus versus Lord Drake. What is it? This is the Game of Thrones, man? Funny, Noel Pena. What do you guys say? Drake just put the icing on the cake just now? Yeah. With that SportsCenter move, Drake is doing big things, man. Smart dude, man. Really smart marketer, man. Devon Edmonds says, Drake for sure. I feel you, man. I feel you. Friend of the show says, Drizzy's album, Drizzy got the streaming, but Ye's album will sound better. Let's talk about that. What makes you think that Kanye's album will sound better? You know what I mean? Because we don't know what's going to be on Drake's album. To be real, we don't know what Drake is gonna put on the album. It's highly likely that Drake comes with a whole new sound. He incorporates a lot of the styles because, you know, he has a formula. He'll incorporate a lot of the styles and what's hot right now in hip-hop. And then we'll be like, yo, man, well, that's something we never heard before. And people in all hands will raise. You know what I mean? It's tough because Drake, it's hard to call it, man. It's hard to call it, man. One thing is definite. It's gonna be earth shaking. You know what I mean? When Drake drops, it's an event. It's an event. And Kanye dropping at the same time, double event. This makes it an epic event. And I'm here for this battle 100%. Friend of the show said Kanye's had 3 different versions in a month. And that's true, man. At each listening party, the 2 in Atlanta and the 1 in Chicago, there's been a different version of his album at each party, man. So it's wild, man. I don't know. You don't know which one you're going to get. Because for him to replace a Jay-Z verse with a DaBaby verse, and I didn't hear them, man. I didn't hear both of them. So it has you wondering, man, what in the world, what's it going to sound like? Like, at the end of the day, what is this going to sound like, dude? It's hard for me to place it. I heard Ye dropping Watch the Throne 2, right? No. It's not called Watch the Throne 2. It's called Donda. Look at the screen, man. He's dropping Donda, man. He's been widely publicized. Now, when he was working with Mike Dean, I'll say this, because of Mike Dean's track record, I was already thinking like, okay, Kanye West is already using the cheat code, because Mike Dean is like the cheat code. You can look up Mike Dean and look up all the hits that he's done since back in the day, even working with like Houston artists and stuff like that. But once he started to have his fallout with Mike Dean, I was like, I wonder what it's going to sound like. Is it a creative thing that they're having a fallout? It has to be a creative thing. And if that's the case, does Kanye's vision for his album going forward for Donda really going to sound appealing like it would, you know what I'm saying? Or like we think it should? And Chris Engelbertson says, and the winner is Drake. Already crowning Drake the winner, huh? Y'all run them likes up. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that like button. LL Cool Joe says, everybody counting Ye out. Yeah, nah, there's people online right now, and you can go to any social media platform right now, and a lot of people are going at it and saying that Kanye is going to win, man. And that's the cool thing about these battles, man. You know, no harm involved. It's really about who you really think has the best music and who will come out with the best product. Like I said, we the certified lover boy. Drake ain't about leaking anything or nothing like that. So we don't know. But if you look at Drake's track record, you notice it ain't no misses, man. Dude is coming with it, dog. Dude is coming with it. I can hear Drake now announce the release date on ESPN because he think it's a game. Funny, man. Funny. That would be a dope line. Tyrus. For real. All right, man. I just wanted to get in here and talk about this just a little bit, man. And it looked like we got a couple of people in the house this morning, man, or afternoon, depending on where you're at in the country. I appreciate each and every one of you that showed up to the chat. Do me a favor, though. Make sure you help me out and hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And make sure you hit that notification bell so that way you get a notification every time I drop this hot content. And this been your boy Big Man, and we out. Peace. Oh, yeah, once again, shout out to the chat. Hopefully I got everybody's cities. And make sure y'all hit that like button on your way out.